like too much prep, I think, is sometimes counterproductive. It worked. Like there are a lot of people that prep and prep and prep and prep, and it's wicked and it works. But for me, I think if I have time to go over things too much, then I'll procrastinate, and I'll be in a loop. Then you could use me to power a fucking city because I'll be running around in the loop. But I just prepare by being prepared anyway.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Junglist Podcast. Today I am joined by MC Jakes. Hi Jakes.
Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad we're able to actually find a time that you could do and actually have this conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time out today.
No problem.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, it seems that way at the moment. It's good. I'm lucky where I am. I'm very appreciative of being busy.
So tell us a bit about you and your background and how you came into the MC game, as it were.
Bristol, born and raised. And there's not many people in Bristol that are born and raised. Yeah, listen.
Oh.
But no, but Bristol, born and raised. Cut my teeth at Roughnecking, the seminal rave of Bristol originally, but which is celebrating their 30th anniversary. 30.
Wow.
But that tells you, man's been in this game for a minute. It's still up in the upper end. But started. It's funny actually. I just did a rave at Trinity, a set with Daisy, and Trinity was our original stomping ground. And where I cut my teeth at Roughnecking. I started doing it there because a friend of mine was the resident MC, Megatron, yes, Mega, and he just asked me to come along. And I'd MC'd one other rave, maybe 2 weeks before that, a thick place called Gold Diggers, and that was by luck. Big up Donovan Smith. That's where I started. Like, just a friend bumped into a friend, told me to come to this rave. Went to the rave, picked up the mic, didn't put it down.
The rest was history. Did you always know that this is what you wanted to do? Like, how long? When did you start like spitting bars? Like, when did it all start? The writing and stuff like that.
Well, oddly enough, I was part of the drama group in school.
Do you know what? That is a common theme, actually. That is a common theme. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, we're all actors. It's all an act. This ain't the real me. Check off the mask. But I was in the drama crew, and it was funny actually because that thinking back, maybe it was slightly racist, but any rap they came to me.
Oh. We know a guy.
Yeah, we got a guy, Jay.
Black fellow.
Yeah. But listen, it was funny actually because the teacher, I remember the teacher writing me this rap back in the day we did a I think it was the story of Moses or something. I can't remember what it was. It was the story of Moses. Now, he wrote me this rap. It was like, nah, bro. I had to rewrite it for him. It was like, and he tried to rap it to me. He was like, yeah, I did your busting couple moves. It was like, nah, bro.
You can't jazz this up.
Yeah, let me rewrite that for you, and I'll do it my style. And I just kept on. And once that happened at one of the school plays, then they just kept on. They kept on roping me in. We need a rap, Jay. Come, do your thing. It's like, yeah, listen, and then So from drama, now that I look back on it, I love drama. That obviously started the hunger, but it was just listening to rap music as well. To be honest, that probably had a big part in it. Although my brother introduced me, big up Warren, the original Jake's Bowl. It was him that brought me into the rave side of it because he was always on the cutting edge of any music.
Mm-hmm.
anything. He was like the tastemaker in the family as far as music was coming. Apart from, I take that back. Sorry, mum. Mum was the original Don Gorgon, top of top, Teflon Don, 7-inch draw for your head top. Sorry, mum. But yeah, my brother, for all the futuristic stuff and all that, my bro introduced me to rave, old school rave, and then he always kind of guided me like, "Yo, listen to this, check that out." I mean, that kind of vibe.
Yeah. And so what sort of music were you listening to, sort of growing up? You sort of said that your mum was into music as well. So what sort of
Mum
music was
was
she playing?
Yeah, mum was rare groove,
Yeah.
reggae. Like listen, back then she could clash Rodigan. I got 7 inches running. Listen, Roddy, anytime you come, bring your blood. But yeah, she was the original. Like she had the 7 inches. My dad was one of the first record shops in Bristol.
Oh, wow.
Before there was even record shops, he used to go buy 7 inches and all that from London and then bring them back and sell them on their little spot on Grosvenor Road.
No way.
Bristol people, all original heads, bam bam. But yeah, he had a little shop front, but it wasn't the shop front. It was kind of like someone's house. But he was selling things through there. So he did that. Mum, and they both just had a wicked taste in music. I don't remember that much from my father, obviously, because he died. I say obviously, like you know my story, but he died when I was really young.
Right.
So I just got stories of what Mum told me. But he was a big music head, and she was a big music head, and yeah, just everyone was into just vibes. Every Sunday, no matter what, Mum would have the record player on, and I'd just sat there with a bag of broken biscuits or whatever snack, and then she'd just play music, and I'd be playing in the back garden to have the back windows open. I'm like, have the back windows open and things like that. Mum always playing music. Vinyl was big in the yard. Obviously, vinyl was big back then as well. So yeah, it was just there was always music of some sort pumping out the gaff.
Yeah, love it. And so then, I guess it's interesting. It sounds like all these things have definitely would have influenced you and have had an influence on you today. Who would you say some of your artistic influences have been through the years?
I mean, music-wise and artistic-wise, the Don Gorgon Prince. Yeah, you didn't see that coming. But, yeah, Prince was always a big influence. I collected so much of his music. I've got everything of his on MP3 now. MP4 actually, quite a collection. Public Enemy. These were obviously back then. Obviously Bob Marley, Sizzler, Yellow Mat, like reggae, ragga, rare groove, R&B, all of it and everyone was an influence to me and anyone who I was listening to, because I'd pick up things from anything. Yeah, I'd hear like Hall and Oates, and they, you know what I mean, it would send you off in a direction. So yeah, Prince was definitely my main thing because I just love listening to his music, and he was a musical genius. But yeah, everyone else, anyone electronic craft work and things like that, kids could be like, who? Go do your homework.
I was going, they don't know, they better get to know.
Exactly. All the originators of electronic music, do you know what I mean? The people that when they were bringing in synths and things like Ultravox and things like that, Ultravox, jacked up. But even Duran and like, I'm talking old stuff. I mean, now it's just mainly like SpaceX and who's that? There's this group I listen to. I cannot remember the bloody name. Two brothers from London. It'll come back to me somewhere down there. Oh, Stubborn Heart.
Okay.
Those guys. Yeah, anyone who's like pushing their boundaries really at the moment, because there's not much of it going on. And I know music is formulaic and there's patterns in everything, but every now and again we need to just push and widen the scope a little. Definitely.
Yeah. Actually, I've heard that a lot, like people talking, a lot of times I'm asking these questions, a lot of people have sort of said, like, doing your own thing, not trying to copy someone else, like just trying to have your own style, not being afraid to have, your own style. Because like you said, it is formulaic, but we don't want just much of the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, it's kind of a reason why I took a step back from dubstep, to be honest, because I started a formula of a sound, made a few tunes, and then everyone jumped, well, mainly the Americans, to be fair. But I was just like, I just saw it getting watered down. Don't get me wrong, some of it's good, and for those kiddies out there, yes, I'm talking about rhythm, but like, yeah, there's so much more to it, and which funnily enough, actually, in 2023, they're starting to realize, and they even in themselves are branching out. So yeah, the formulaic stuff.
And then how would you then describe your own style then as an MC?
Well, my style as an MC, I'm more host, but I got bars. If you are one blood clash, they're gone. But yeah, I host more time, but I've been writing a lot more, and like I always keep on my toes and try and talk about current issues as well as the dance, because a lot of it's just orientated in the dance, and there's like I was saying before, there's life outside the dance. Do you know what I mean? People need to understand there's a real world out there, and it's a good place to lose yourself. That's what That's what the music was. It's a place to lose yourself, but remember the outside world.
Exactly. It's not all.
Yeah, it's not all just. But it's style wise, just I just vibe, just whatever vibe, innit? Double time, rap, whatever. It's toast, host. I'm just a kind of a maverick, so to speak.
And I guess it's probably testament to all the influences that we've talked about that you've had from your past, all these different musical influences, but also your performance, like your performing arts background as well. Do you feel like the performing arts background has sort of helped you sort of hone who you are and shape you as an MC?
Definitely. And it gives you a thicker skin as well, I think, because there's a lot of people get all up in their feelings sometimes. Even I was guilty of it, but with age comes wisdom. And I just don't give a shit about that kind of stuff anymore. But yeah, it definitely helped. It helped me in the sense that I look on it as a performance as well as work. Because well and truly it's my work. This is what I do. But it's still the stage. And the stage is a place for the performance. Definitely.
And so how do you prepare? Because you've been busy. I've been watching. Can I just say, anyone listening, if you haven't already, Jake's stories are by far the most entertaining. I'm all up in your life. As weird as that sounds out loud.
The stories, yeah.
You have been busy. So how do you prepare? Like, so you recently just came back from tour, right?
From New Zealand, yeah, that was fun. That was mad.
What was it like over there? What's the vibe like?
Oh, they're just, New Zealand's always, I mean, that period in lockdown where the whole world was just watching New Zealand like, and we were lucky enough to get in there twice during lockdown, which is almost unheard of. It was really good. But the vibe in New Zealand is wicked, and I love New Zealand. The only downside to New Zealand is where it is on the planet in relation to where we are, because it takes like 24 hours to get there. It's long, and it's usually 2 flights, sometimes 3. They tried to route me on this 4-flight thing, and I just laughed at that, and access denied. But yeah, it's amazing people, amazing country, so beautiful. Like, yeah, it's sick out there. I love it out there. Keeps me on my toes.
Keeps you on your toes. And so how do you juggle it all? How do you do it all? Because you've got family, you've got work. I mean, like a lot of people, but how do you do that travel side of things as well? Then coming back to the UK, different time zones, and keeping up with it all.
I tell you what, the traveling, the jet lag bust my ass. So I'm not gonna lie. But that was me being. I should have been a little more prepared and not partied so hard. Because although to be fair, they had like our last night of the tour was on a Sunday and we were flying on Monday. It was like, what do you
Oh, wow.
expect? but having a good base and home life just keeps me grinding for everything else. The missus and the bubba, obviously, they're just firing on all cylinders. And they keep me grounded and keep my ass humble, as you have to be. And it enables me to juggle everything because it's like there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot that I do that is not seen on the camera, and there will be a lot to fruition soon. Like this, I've been fucking busy.
Yeah.
I've been busy. Not just gig wise. I've just been recording and recording and recording and recording. So yeah, it's vibes.
Yeah. So yeah, so how do you prepare? How do you prepare? So like for a tour or for I don't know how to describe it, like a scent of sets. Like how do you prepare for it?
I just prepare mentally. Just have a little word. You have a little 5 minutes with yourself. Like, bruv, listen, you're about to go on tour. Hold that shit down. Remember what you're doing. You're repping the team, repping the crew, but you're also repping yourself. Cool, go do it. Boom. And then I'm good. That's it. I don't like too much prep. I think is sometimes counterproductive. It worked. Like there are a lot of people that prep and prep and prep and prep, and it's wicked and it works. But for me, I think if I have time to go over things too much, then I'll procrastinate, and I'll be in a loop. Then you could use me to power a fucking city because I'd be running around in the loop. But yeah, I just prepare by being prepared anyway.
Yeah.
I've always got a bag semi-packed just in case. I've always got USBs ready. They're always rolling. I've always got I always got a little wash bag ready just in case. Because I do get a lot of calls as well last minute. Like, bruv, can you come do this? It's like, yeah, cool. Thanks, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So it's cool. But yeah, I'm always prepared to roll out no matter what.
I love that. I absolutely love that because it is that what's that saying? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, or something along those lines.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It is. You ain't got to. I think we waste too much time, and it's a thing we can't waste. Even my big man age, can't waste time. Cannot waste time. It's the most valuable thing. Yeah.
That's such powerful words. So I think, like you said, sometimes you can't. I mean, I'm definitely guilty of this. You can over prepare for things and research, and I want to do this, and I hone that, and I tweak that. Meanwhile, you're not actually doing anything creatively. So it sounds like you just allow that. You've got your personal brand. It sounds you've got your base, your home, people who keep you grounded, and then you just let your creativity flow.
Yeah, and it takes me to wherever I need to go, whatever I need to do, and I try and keep it moving. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you spend too much time standing around, then I think that's part of my longevity as well. Keep it moving. Don't stop. I'll stop when I want to get off the ride. And I don't want to get off the ride. The ride's sick. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't even reckon I'll stop, to be honest. I mean, obviously I'll stop MCing because you ain't gonna see me 90 years old if I ever reach those golden heights. You ain't gonna see me that old on stage and busting two blood. Like,
you might.
Well, I'll be in the business, definitely. I'll be in the background somewhere.
I love that. Well, I spoke to Ragga Twins about a month ago, I think it was. I did a short interview with them for another project, and they said like they're never going to stop.
Wow.
They're never putting the mic down, and I was just like, it's so nice to be able to, I guess, for people to be in an industry that they're just like, this is me for life, in one way or another.
To hear that they said that is sick, because do you know what I mean? I used to go when I used to see Ragga Twins. I mean, I know them now, obviously. Obviously, I don't know them like friend, but I know them. We've spoken in dance and read there. But I used to go see them as a raver and be like, oh my god, the Ragga Twins! Ah! Do you know what I mean? And now they're like, we ain't stopping.
That was me a month ago, to be fair.
Hey, listen, they're sick. They're sick. Ragga Twins, them out. Flinty bad man, demon rockers. Were the dons.
Yeah.
Dons. Big up.
So yeah, I'm glad to hear you have a similar mindset that in one way or another you see yourself still on the scene.
Definitely, I will always be in music, always, 100%. There's no ifs or buts. I'm already prepping my daughter. Listen, she's going to have a bag of lyrics and she'll be ready, and she'll be ready to DJ as well. Watch all these young DJs. She better watch. I'm telling you now, she'll be like 6 months old. We on the thing.
The next, what's his name? Archie.
Yeah, innit? Hey, she'll clash Archie. Murder him. What? Archie, you better watch your back, bruv. Yeah. Archie's like, bruv, I'm not even 8. Calm down. Right now.
I get dragged into this.
Yeah, innit? War. No, I'm joking.
Oh, so you've, so it sounds like you've just done, like you said, you're really, really busy. You've gone to many places doing this work. This might be a difficult question for you to answer, but what would you say some of your most memorable moments are, and how would you describe those?
Oh my God.
You
know what? I've done so many like mad things. I don't even. Glastonbury headlining headlining the dance tent with Pendulum was a sick one. That was a sick one. Oh, outside the government houses in Brazil with Easy Rollers, where they this was a thing for the favelas, where you didn't buy a ticket, you had to bring food. And then there was they stopped part of the food, packaged all the food up, gave all the food to the favelas, and that was about probably about 40,000 people, something like that. Maybe it might have been, but that was sick. One stage. Nearly got electrocuted. That was nearly the end of me as well.
Oh,
mad.
God.
Yeah.
How did that? What do you mean you nearly got electrocuted? Sorry, you can't just breathe past
Actually, there's me melding the two things together. It wasn't on that stage. It was on another stage, still on the same tour, though, where they had a RoboScan light on the floor, and I touched it, and it wasn't, something wasn't wired in right with it. And yeah, when it went through me, it was like, yo. And then the maddest thing as well, right? I carried on the show. And then, and it just, this thing went through me. Like, I felt it from the back of my neck all the way down to the soles of my foot. Like, I'm like, that's a bit weird. Like, they carry on emceeing, but then I told the technician, like, yo, something's wrong with this light. And this was all while the show was going on. And he looks at it and then looks at me like, unplugs it, takes it off the stage, and then after he was like, you know that thing wasn't earthed properly, like, you could have died. But yeah, and I'm like, well, nice one for letting me know. Yeah, maybe next time sort your shit out.
Yeah.
But
it's been a pleasure.
Wow. Yeah, imagine going out. Although to be fair, going out on stage.
I mean, yeah.
I'd rather go out peacefully. You know what I mean? Sleep, be nice, cool, and all that. But
with a bang.
With a bang, it would have been a bang as well, and a fizz. Oh, that would be gosh.
Cool. So you said that. Sorry, in the favelas, people are bringing food for entry. First of all, love that idea.
Yeah, people from the city to bring in food, and then all that was boxed up and given to the favelas basically afterwards.
Right.
There was the Easy Rollers, me. We got Lady Roller, we got Jay, Alex. I think DJ Marky was there, and Pachif. Or one of those two was there. I think Pachif might have been there, Marky wasn't there. I'm 100% sure. But yeah, that one was a sick one. Obviously, as a Glastonbury, you know what? I've done so many like even the Jazz, North Sea Jazz Festival. Like, I was as an MC with a group that was, because obviously Easy Rollers were they shot to fame through Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels to film. Did the Tube Festival. It's really funny actually because I was kind of semi-signed to Moving Shadow then, and they needed someone for the video of that, and they needed someone to ad lib my brothers and sisters for the videos. So they called me. I remember I was sat in my yard, and I got a call from Ben, who was the manager for these ones. He was like, "Yo, can you come London? Because we need you for this video." I'm like, "Cool." And then the video was only shown in Japan and stuff like that. It was only shown in Asia. It was never. I still don't understand. Like, why have you done all this? But it was never. Obviously, there was plans for it back then, and for them to their presence in obviously Japan and Asia and things like that. Because we went and did a tour over there. But yeah, being with a jazz, primarily they were jazz influenced drum and bass, enabled me to MC where MCs weren't allowed to MC. It's a really cool thing. I did a lot of places in Germany, Belgium, and these were a lot of clubs where they were like, "MC, shut the fuck up."
Because it can be in some places just not welcomed, right? People just aren't used to having.
Yeah,
or don't like.
Look at the raves. I mean, mainly there's one rave, main rave, late roll, that don't pattern for the MC as much. They do all their fanfare over the DJs, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, and there's also some MCs." And it's like, and I know where they're coming from, because that's how they. I mean, it's Czech Republic, and that's how they roll in a lot of places in Europe. They're just not vibes in on MCs, and they're just like, "Oh my god, he's reading the music. I just came in to listen to the music." Blah blah blah. Drum and bass. We've been part and parcel, hand in hand with it from the start. So shut the fuck up, and that's it, basically. And yeah, it. For those ones out there where they're not about it, it's like just wake up, smell the coffee.
Yeah, and that's such a shame to hear as well, because I think, a good MC like yourself, it brings, you definitely brings energy, and it brings it all together. So there's certain MCs, certain tunes that I hear, and I can hear in my head the bars of an MC of a certain MC. It's just one of those things that just goes together.
Yeah, the 100,000,000%. And even to the point of you would have heard a mixtape with a certain MC on it, and when you're in the dance and that tune comes on, in your head you're like, and you're big bars already in it. And it's like, it's part and parcel now. So
yeah, and like you said, that's the history of the sound. Like, MCs have always been a part of the scene
from the start. That's the whole thing about it, because obviously there was the jungle techno, and then morphed into jungle, and then drum and bass, and how it just rolled through and got made into the beast it is now. They were there the whole time.
Yeah. And where do you actually see where do you see jungle drum and bass going as a genre? Like, how do you see the scene evolving? Well, I guess first of all, how have you seen it evolve, and where do you actually see it going? Because you've seen it a lot.
I've seen it. Listen, I've seen it go from predominantly frequented by Black people to predominantly frequented by everyone. But originally, jungle drum bass dances, like jungle dances, and I think that's probably why they call it drum bass as well, to distance a little bit from that. I could be wrong, but I suspect I'm right. But before, when it was jungle, it was just heads, and that was it. Whole dance full of heads. You go roast or wherever, you know what I mean? Even Trinity here and things like that. And it was just the voice of the streets of the time. And then kind of business got involved. And once business gets involved, then it's not really a voice of the streets. It kind of is. It kind of is. It's a voice of money. And it's evolved into that. It's evolved into a money game now. And money taints almost everything it gets itself involved with. So it's still cool, don't get me wrong. But the monetization and the monopolization of certain areas of drum and bass, be it promoters or sound or whatever, which I see happening now. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future, but it might shoot itself in the foot. I'm just talking drum and bass. I mean, they do this with this has all been with house and blah 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 for time, and all musics go through this period where the money does more of the talking than the music. And right now, money seems to be doing a lot of talking, and it's a little worrisome because the voice behind music doesn't really get heard, because it well and truly when it started, it was the voice of kids that didn't have shit to do and were being trodden on by the government, and do you know what I mean? And all the undercarriage and the undertone, the message was freedom and release and all that. And you still have an element of that now, obviously, but money's become a big part of it, and it's kind of messing with the vibe of it at the moment.
Like, how do we not allow that to happen? Like, what are things that people can do to stand against that?
There's, to be fair, look, these people that are all just about money, they eventually shoot themselves in the foot. So we don't even have to do too much. We don't, because they will shoot. It's already started, and people are getting fed up with the same lineup, pushing the same people, the same organizations, be it whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're just pushing the same thing and the same thing. And I get it. They want to pick up their artists and they want to get people to a level. But with the I was saying another thing as well. With the pandemic, that caused a nice shortcut for a lot of voices that wouldn't have got heard to be heard, which is kind of good. I mean, that's that voice I was talking about of the streets and blah blah blah. But I'm gonna put it carefully, so I don't piss anyone off. But yeah, the big organizations that are coming in and just throwing their weight around, and you are, but yeah, I think they should be careful, because I've even noticed the kids are getting fed up of it, in the sense that they see a sick rate, like, yeah, but if you go look on the message board, they're like, well, it's the same thing in that rate, and then what's happening to this little night? There was this little night that used to go on, and that night's gone. And then it's because a lot of these big organizations are forgetting that in order for them to survive, there still needs to be the alternative nights and the smaller nights going on. And then they're just interested in doing the super big things, all fanfare and bright lights and all that distraction shit, just to earn a coin, when they need to be putting back into the sound and putting back into the scene, because no one wants to just go to 10 million instances of the same rave. No one wants to do that. You may change the spots, but it's still the same level. Do you know what I mean? It's like there needs to be a common ground, and it seems like some people are trying to come in and bully people out completely out of the water. It's a bit disrespectful, but two, it's very dangerous, because you do that, you're just going to take the legs from the scene, and there's going to be no bottom end to it. And kids are just move on, as they do. I mean, then where will you be with your big super thing? They'll be like, oh, and they may argue, yeah, well, then there's the next load of kids. Yeah, but if you keep on pummeling the same thing to the next load of kids, they're not going to get interested, because they're just going to be like, well, that's what my big brother used to listen to always. And it's like, what time is it? It's like, yeah, I'm off. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we don't have to. We just have to support the underground, but they're the ones who need to support the underground, because if they don't, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. So we need to hold tight.
Yeah.
Keep doing what we're doing.
Keep doing what we're doing, because obviously there are other nights out there that are just rolling on and they're focused and doing their thing. And some of these big conglomerates need to remember that there's only a certain amount of money in the pot, and this pot as well is getting smaller and smaller, and the cost is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
that's another thing they need to remember. Which, I mean, even I swear Glastonbury lost money last year. Even big bad Glastonbury lost money. Do you know what I mean? The people need to stop and look around Sort out what we need to do. In fact, to sort out the drum bass scene and to sort out all the music scene in this country, we need to get this fucking government the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because once that's done, then we can get some money back into the arts. Because the Tories can't dance, Tories can't sing, and Tories are dickheads. So yeah, get them out.
Yeah, it's massively underfunded, like you said. I think that, the Tories, for sure, one of the things they're trying to pump money into is like the financial sector and all stuff like that. And then what happened? Like I know places like France have much better schemes and things for artists, and they really support their artists. And you see it happening in all different. I'm just going for a bit of a segue here, but I'm also seeing it. Talking the other day about film. Not much going on in the film world either at the moment, and it's just like, what is actually happening to the arts here in the UK anyway? So yeah,
exactly. Well, to stay on the film for a second, if you look around, there's independent films coming through now because the big cats, because obviously Hollywood was the propaganda machine born from war and all that rat-a-tat, so they were doing their thing, but now, because everyone's woke and everyone's got access to a computer and all that, they're like, well, all right, well, you've already done that film. Yeah, you did that. So they need to fix up as well.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when they shot themselves in the foot. Look at them.
Look at them. Look at cinemas now, like 2 films in a cinema at a time. It's like, what is going on? Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of the way we sort of see and how we've seen the scene evolve. And maybe we can't predict where it's going, but maybe some hints as to where it might be going. But what about you, Jake? Like, where do you see yourself going in the future? Like, what are your plans for the future? What goals do you have?
I have no more goals. I've achieved them.
Done it all.
I'm done. I've done it all. I've seen it all. There's nothing. I am a ball, and the ball is. So, just make music. Carry on. Keep moving. That's me. I'm about to relaunch Hench,
Nice.
my record label. About to relaunch Night We Play as well. Obviously, the Hench Night's going to be coming back.
Nice.
DJing a bit more. Obviously, back on the radio soon. Big up the Swoo gang and the Rinse gang. Yeah, I'm just going to keep moving, keep widening those goalposts. And being the top keeper, catching all those shots. But yeah, just keep on moving because you can't stand still in this business.
No, well, like you said, I think it's been seen as it stands still, plays small, and going to get drowned out and forgotten. So yeah, you have to keep moving, keep evolving, and going for those dreams. Tell me a bit more about Hench. You've got Hench Records, you've got At Night We Play. They're 2 labels that you run.
Yep. The Hench is run with D Minds as well. They were the main guys behind it whilst I was being off and doing the artist thing. But yeah, now I know how to run the label properly. So I'm going to be doing most of it, all the metadata and all that bollocks. But yeah, obviously it was the dubstep label, seminal dubstep label, birthplace of rhythm. People can argue all they want. Most people don't, but some people do. So you could argue you want rhythm came from my things here. But, it's been just ticking over for a while. But yeah, dubstep label. We released a couple of other genres occasionally, but mainly dubstep label. A Night We Play is dubstep. Well, A Night We Play is going to be anything. Primarily, it's been kind of dark edge, UK funky and dubstep, but there's some drum and bass that's going to be coming on there soon. Couple of new artists on there. There's going to be some new artists on Hench. A couple of the old artists will be on there as well. Just getting on with music. I'm working on my EP for that now. I think, where are we now? May. I think, hopefully in August.
Okay.
Everything's patterned right.
Nice to look for the relaunch back in August. You said that you've got a few radio shows that you're back up and running on. So Smooth, Rinse.
Yeah. Swoo FM.
Swill, sorry.
Woo! SWU is Southwest. It's brainchild. Big up holes. they went down through costs through, obviously the pandemic took its toll. But luckily, Genius and the crew at Rinse saw what and who we are and what it is, and put that to the depths and dragged us back to air and life. So that'll be launching back soon, which is sick. I can't wait for that to come back properly. Which will be, actually, I think that's soon. I need to go check my emails. Yeah. I remember there's an email saying something's going on next month, maybe. So I better go check my emails.
Okay. Oh, amazing. So I'll look out for that. And that's on FM as well. So brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of the labels, Jake, so when you're working with artists or you're doing collaborations, what are you sort of looking for in artists? Like what sort of stands out to you?
Originality. That's it. You're original. You come to the table. If you're not, it's like Subfiltronic he has releases on the label. He's had a couple before. Where I'm the guy that started with him, he was the guy that took it to a next level as well. And it's the first place you hear me say this shit as well. Yeah, I've bigged him up always though, because he's let a lot of people eat off his plate and not got his dues, and he deserves his flowers now.
Love it.
Deserves his flowers, and he's sick. He's such a sick producer. Really nice kid, Manchester guy. You know what I mean? He's from up in the ends, and he's just about to tour America, I think, as well, which is sick. Because he needs to tour America again, because the bare Americans can't you stop, like he's gonna go out there and show them what's up. Trust me. Me and him do a thing called Clan 6 as well. But there's more than just me and him in Clan 6. I am the anchor in Clan 6, but he's part of it. There's another couple of producers as well that'll be coming with some little things. So Clan 6 is many things. But just originality. As long as you got something fresh to bring to the table and something solid and consistent, we're rolling.
Nice. Love it. Is there any advice that you would give to other up and coming, two other MCs out there in the scene who are up and coming?
Don't be a dickhead. Rule number 1. Yeah, just be kind. That's it. Be kind and do you. Yeah. And everything will just be at your feet. Because people remember kind. People forget rude. You know what I mean? That's it. That's that rude dickhead. Oh, I mean, some people remember it, but if you're rude, like, I can't remember people that have been rude to me, because I just whatever.
It's easy to dismiss people like that. You don't want those sort of people in the community, which is what we have here. Yeah,
it's just you're an afterthought. If you're a dickhead, you're an afterthought. Just be kind and be cool, and don't remember the outside world. Remember, there's a world outside the dance. That's rule number 1. Because trust me, people get run up in the real world. Yeah, in the dance you carry your thing, but remember the real world out there. So just be kind and don't be a dick.
That's wise words. Honestly, but that is wise words, and in kindness, it does just go a long way. And it's important, isn't it, to do all different collaborations? You want people to want to work with you. If you want to be in the game for long enough, you want people to actually want to work with you.
Definitely. That's the like. Recently, I found myself being almost too kind in the fact that I'm saying yes to everyone. Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, can you pause this? Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? So respectfully, I've been saying no a lot more. That's another thing as well. Learn to say no. Learn to say no, because otherwise you're going to stretch yourself too thin.
Yeah, you burn out.
Which I did. I'm not doing that no more. I got time for that.
We need you here. We need your energy.
Fully. I need to be about it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely love it. And so you shared like some of your projects that are coming up for you. You've got, I mean, if you were busy now, it sounds like you're about to be even busier in the next couple of months.
Trust me, I'm about to be. A few people have seen this I Am Jake thing coming up on flyers, and that's the next thing. So,
okay. Well, can you tell us about it, or is that sort of we just have to keep our?
You just have to see because we don't even know what the fuck it is now. Expect the classics and expect some new shit.
Oh, nice. Okay, amazing. Well, we will keep our eyes and ears open. That all sounds super exciting. You've got lots going on. Wow. So I'm telling you, honestly.
There's more. I'm telling you, I'm holding bad things out, but it's gonna be up. Although I'll come to you first, let you know the things. Nice. But yeah, there's more to come. I'm not done by a long shot.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm really, really glad to hear that. So before we finish up, I want to take you through a quick round of this or that. Just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. So the first one is, do you prefer iPhone or Android?
Android.
Digital or analog sounds?
Ooh, digi. Okay. Some people be like, what? Listen, 2023, chat up.
Get with the times. Do you prefer to listen to music through your headphones or speakers?
Ooh, headphones. Although, like, they've got to be like heavyweight grade, proper bad boy headphones. More time, I love it through the speaker, but I listen to so much music on my headphones. So much.
I personally feel like, I mean, these aren't the best headphones, but I feel like I can hear more.
Yeah, you hear like,
headphones.
And you'll keep on playing things and things you didn't hear before. Then you'll be like, I've been listening to this tune for 10 years, but when did that come from? So
yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. Do you prefer the original or the remix?
Depends on what.
Everyone's doing it. Depends on what tune. That's what Denver said, but then she did answer.
Yeah, I would say the original.
The original, yeah. Okay, here's one for you. Do you prefer cooking or cleaning?
I see. I'm a rare breed. 50-50 on both. I'm rare. My miss is always like, you're always cleaning. Come and sit down. I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna cook as well. But yeah, I'm one of those rare ones. My mum just made me the little tidy boy that I am today.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, a few more. Would you prefer to be able to play all the instruments in the world, or would you prefer to be able to master all the sports in the world?
All the sports.
Okay. I don't know what, weirdly, when I wrote that question down, I was thinking, for some reason I feel like he's going to say sports.
I'm just thinking on my health. And if I master all the sports, although to be fair, some of these super health people just dropping dead like, yeah, I'm healthy. So
why did I laugh at that? That's terrible.
Why did we both laugh? That brings up even more questions. But yeah, I'd say the sports, because I ain't got, like, I can't see me rolling around playing the guitar.
Or flute.
Yeah, or flute. I can play clarinet, all right. Come on.
Okay.
But,
do you prefer festivals or clubs?
Ooh, festivals.
Nice.
I love clubs. Don't get me wrong, I love clubs, but festival in the daytime with beautiful weather can't beat it.
Literally. I would say like daytime partying as well. You just get to bed at a decent time.
Listen, daytime parties and all. Who was I chatting to about this literally the other day? I can't remember who the fuck it was. But it's like, shut up, you finished by 11. What? Listen, you raved all day, 12 to 11. Peace. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You get up in the morning, no hangover, but like, yeah, what? I could do another day. Yeah.
Literally could do another day. All right, last question. This is a bit of a random one, this one. Would you prefer to only be able to wear heavy boots or to be able to wear no shoes at all. So he'd have to wear heavy boots everywhere or no shoes.
Heavy boots.
Okay.
If I'm wearing no shoes, my foot is going to turn into tanned leather in no time. And then have talons and claws. Nah, boots. I'll take the boots, yeah.
Amazing. Oh, you've been brilliant. So thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really great conversation. I'm really excited to share it with people. I'll link to all your socials in the show notes. I mean, people will know where to find you. But where would you say you're most active on social media?
At the moment, Instagram, I am the Jakes. Is it THA or THE? Some fraudulent bastard took THE. I tried to sell it to me. Yeah, tried to sell it to me.
Wow.
Dickheads. Yeah, THA, I think I am the Jakes.
Brilliant. Well, I'll make sure it's all linked so people can get to you easily anyway. Yeah. But yes, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Madonna.